Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast called Disconnected Finding Hope in Biblical Worldview. Today, I will talk about the three big problems that many people face: addiction, loneliness, and mental illness. These are not just personal struggles, they show something deeper that is happening in our world and in the way people think. Our worldview, the beliefs and values that guide how we see life, shape how we deal with these problems. In this talk, I'll explain two worldviews that have influenced modern society: secular humanism and consumerism. Then, I will share how the biblical worldview offers the better and more hopeful answer. All around us, people are struggling. The World Health Organization says that 1 in 4 people will face mental health issues in their lifetime. Depression and anxiety are rising, especially among young people. Many turn to addictions, not just drugs, alcohol, but also phones, social media, shopping, and work. And even though we are more connected online than ever, we feel more lonely and empty inside. Why is that? Because our culture has been shaped by worldviews that focus on self, pleasure, success, instead on God, community, and purpose. The first worldview is secular humanism. This worldview says that people are the center of everything. There's no God, no higher truth, just human reason and science. People create their own meaning and decide what is right or wrong for themselves. At first, this sounds freeing, but over time, it leads to confusion and emptiness. When we remove God from the center, we lose a sense of purpose. We have to invent meaning for ourselves, and that is a heavy burden. Philosopher Charles Taylor calls this life a closed world. There's no sense of divine, no bigger story. So, people often feel lost, restless, unsure who they really are. This worldview affects how people think and live. Choices become more about personal happiness, not moral truth. Identity depends on feelings instead on God's design. Community breaks apart because everyone focuses on themselves. The result: many people feel alone, anxious, even when they seem fine. The second worldview is consumerism. If secular humanism say you are on God, consumerism say you are what you buy. It teaches that happiness comes from position, success, and experiences. Advertisement and social media constantly tell us you need more to be happy. Psychologist Jeng Twen find that people who spend more time on social media are often more lonely and depressed. We start comparing our lives to others, trying to look perfect online, which has likes, followers, and new stuff, but still feel empty. Consumerism changes how we live. We make choices to please ourselves, not to serve others. We build identity through appearance and achievements. We treat relationships like products, useful when they make us happy. So people become addicted to constant activity and stimulation, but they lose real connection and peace. Biblical worldview created for connection. Against these empty worldviews, the Bible gives us a very different picture of life. In Genesis 1-2, we read that God created human in his image. So God created mankind in his own image. In this image of God, he created them, male and female. He created them. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. This means every person is valuable and has a purpose. We are not accident. We are made to know God, love others, care for creation. God also said, it is not good for a man to be alone. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. That shows we are created for a relationship, not isolation. The biblical worldview tells us our identity doesn't come from what we achieve or buy, but from who God says we are. In Psalms 139, David writes, you created innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. This verse reminds us that our value is built on to God's design. We are deeply known and loved even in our weakness. The Bible doesn't describe what's wrong. It shows the way to renewal. In Romans chapter 12 verse 2, Paul writes, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. This means we shouldn't copy the patterns of this world, the endless chasing of pleasure and success. Instead, God wants us to be transformed, how we think and how we live. When we follow the biblical worldview, lives become about love, service, community, not just self. Churches, small group programs like Celebrate Recovery show how faith creates space when people can share struggles, finding forgiveness, and grow together. This worldview brings healing because it reconnects us to God, others, and to ourselves. For me, the biblical worldview gives the clearest and most hopeful answer to today's world crisis. Secular humanism promises freedom, but it often leads to confusion and loneliness. Consumerism promises happiness, but it leads to addiction and emptiness. Only the biblical worldview offers the real meaning and belonging and hope. It reminds us that we are created on purpose and for a purpose. We are loved unconditionally by God. We find joy not in things but relationship and service. The Bible offers what our world is missing: shalom. A word means peace, wholeness, and harmony. It heals the heart by bringing us back into relationship with God and others. In conclusion, addiction, loneliness, and mental illness show that people are searching for something more. The answer isn't found in more freedom, more stuff, more technology. It is found in God's love and creation. Maybe the real cure for loneliness isn't more connection, but deeper connection with God, with others, with our true selves as His creation. Thank you for listening to this disconnected podcast, Finding Hope in Biblical Worldview. I hope this message helped you to see that faith isn't just belief, it is a way of healing the modern soul.